busted up, drained, didn't plan on losing my heart tonight. But on that greasy rooftop, it all felt right. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets loud. While Dixon's in the kitchen, we escape the crowd. He might motorboat me like a big old beast, the Lord have mercy. He smells like yeast, might not be forever, might not be clean, but on that rooftop, I'm his queen. Don't wear pride, we climb that ladder just to let it ride. No white picket fence, no wedding ring, but the way you touch me makes the rafters sing. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets wild. While Dixon's in the kitchen, we escape the crowd. He might motorboat me like a big old beast, but Lord have mercy, he smells like yeast. Might not be forever, might not be clean, but up on that rooftop, I'm his queen. Dentures, I don't wear pride, we climb that ladder just to let it ride. No white picket fence, no wedding ring, but the way you touch me makes the rafters sing. Oh, leave the minivan, leave the 9 to 5, hop in your Beetle, let's feel alive. With Dixon, fried bacon and a jukebox on, we found the kind of love that don't feel wrong. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets wild. I'll do broken hearts, lost but proud. But tonight on this rooftop, he's my beast, my wreck, my home, my break routine. But on that dirty rooftop, I'm his queen. I'm his queen.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you might be. And welcome to the third stream of today. A lot of people didn't know I already did a Baker at Night, but that's the late night show for all the cool cats and the hip kittens. So it's understandable that maybe some of you can't stay up, stay awake with all us young people, but I did do a show at midnight tonight. She is not going after Erica Walls, but we'll get to that. But as you know, one of my favorite people, Gran Ellis, is absolutely not helping out his paramour and writing motions for her on shaky grounds, and probably writing motions that will cause her more problems than help. Grant would never do that because he is, of course, not acting as a lawyer, and Lindsey is signing under the pain of perjury that she is pro se. But yesterday, a new motion was filed in Commonwealth v. Turtleboy. This is Lindsey Gaetani's motion for finding of criminal contempt and imposition of sanctions against defendant Aiden for willfully and knowingly violation of protective order. That's a big mouthful. And of course, all of this is written by Lindsey herself. She is a wonderful, smart person. I have gone through a lot of her messaging and searches on her cell phone, so I can recognize her writing instantly when I look at this. We only need parts about her obsession with male on male action. Again, we only kink shame if you want monkey glue in your eyes or your leg cut off. We don't kink shame because this lady apparently has a very big obsession with male on male action and big bouncy titlets. And she's always looking for corn at around noon. I don't know. Maybe I could understand it better if it was, hey, I'm waking up feeling frisky, or I'm about to hit the sack. I need to calm down, but I don't know. You are just a towel and a lover. And I know you didn't help her in any way prepare this because you would never. But I hope she paid you in all the roadhead you want. Well, I don't know if I'm going to keep it entertaining. It's not that entertaining. It's more stupid. Hey, despite. Well, did you, Grandy? You nasty little. Did you borrow her phone and look for that docking video? Did I caught? I caught Grandy there. He borrowed her phone and maybe he was out of minutes or something. And he was the guy who looked for little twink get raped by man with a big meat bat. Don't kiss and tell. Don't Google and tell. Welcome, Margaret. But let's jump into it and see all the great legal questions that will be arisen from this one. Now comes LG victim, blah, 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 interested party, proceeding pro se pursuant to the court's order dated September 26th, granting her leave to file pleadings and respectfully moves this honorable court pursuant to Mass Crime P44 GL C21, paragraph 3, the court's inherent contempt power and principles of equity and justice for finding of criminal contempt against Turtleboy for his willful, knowing, and repeated violations of the protective order dated December 27, 2024, issued by the Honorable Peter B. Corrupt. Ms. Gaetani further requests an expedited evidentiary hearing, impositions of sanctions. Isn't it impositions of sanctions? I don't know. I don't speak English. And such other relief as the court deems necessary to vindicate its authority, protect Ms. Gaetani's rights under GLC 258B, and preserve the fair administration of justice. The motion is supported by accompanying affidavit of LG, the exhibits referenced herein, and the following memorandum of law. In support of this motion, Ms. Gaetani states, and Grandy, you horn dog, can we make a deal? Because I'm going to cover your whatever happens. Can you please stop photographing things? Just take a screenshot. Push window. Yes. Push the Windows Shift and S, and you can then cut out the piece of the screen, because it's really annoying that you take photographs and add it as evidence. There's a Dutch angle to all of it. I don't know if you have multiple pieces and it's in your lap, but it's really annoying that all of these affidavits is filled with evidence that looks like shit. You can turn your phone into a scanner. And again, you can get a clear shot. This is on TwitTwat. You just take a screenshot of TwitTwat. It's not that hard. The photographs give me an excuse to hit the dark room. How dare you? Well, maybe you could do some boudoir shots and hit the dark room after. I'm just saying. Look at this. This is Gaetani's motion to compel from 11th of August this year. We read. You can see how he's photographing all the evidence. It's really annoying. And if I was in the court, I don't know how you run it in America, but most cases in Denmark today will be digital cases. So why are you photographing things and then putting it in after? It makes no sense. The court should just tell them, do this correctly. Again, you can scan documents if you don't have a computer. You can just scan the document on your phone. If you have your phone, go into Jason Boyle's TwitTwat and you can take a screenshot with your phone. I am 27 years old and a massive boomer. I know this. I made my own thumbnail today because I needed a picture of you, Grandy, and your lovely bride. And nothing makes me as happy as true love. Well, Dealy Lou, if that's where you want me. But just make it better. Well, I also use Xerox. The copy machine has never been the same since that Christmas that Wendy sat on it and gave everyone souvenirs. I can just see those 2 slabs of roast beef flapping all over the place. The protective order was issued by Judge Corrupt on December 27th to prevent irreparable harm to Ms. Gaetani by prohibiting the unauthorized dissemination of her unredacted cell phone extraction, a forensic image containing over 15 years of sensitive, privileged, and irrelevant data, including attorney-client communications, medical records, personal photographs, and other protected materials. I haven't seen those photographs. If they're in there, I haven't seen them. They're probably nudes. I'm just here looking for nudes. The order explicitly bars defendant and his counsel for disseminating any extraction material, whether directly or by means of any third party, except for strictly limited litigation purposes among the defense team in instant matters only. It mandates destruction of all copies, certification of compliance under penalty of perjury, and safeguard for court use. On September 5th, the Honorable Judge ruling upheld the order, rejecting defendant's challenge and affirming its necessity to protect privacy and prevent prejudicial publicity. Defendant has brazenly defied this mandate through a pattern of violations culminating in September 11th public release of the entire unredacted extraction on X by Jason Broyles, formerly Twitter. That means this is something that's written in Grok most likely, because Grok will always put it as formerly Twitter. By Jason Broyles, a known proxy to whom defendant has admitted leaking protected materials, the post. And then if you want, you can just copy these hyperlinks and go in and look for yourself. It's still up there. So thank you for sharing the hyperlinks one more time. Provide direct links to the extraction, flouting the order's ongoing prohibition. Even if Broyles obtained the files before December 27, 2024, their dissemination now, while the order remains in full force, constitutes a willful violation attributable that you can link to the defendant. Sorry, I can't say that word. Given his established agency relationship with Broyles, this act, following prior violations, inflicts profound harm on Ms. Gaetani, taints the jury pool, and undermines judicial authority. Compounding these violations, on September 14th, mere days after Broyles' release, defendant broadcast on YouTube Wilbur Show Overview, Cosgrove Won't Give Phones Back, Deaver Update, where he admitted to previously distributing the extraction to multiple individuals, discuss its contents in the context of the protective order, and effectively directed viewers to access the now widely disseminated files by noting it is all over the effing internet and implying they can find it independently. These statements not only reinforce defendant's role in the initial leaks, but also encourage further dissemination, constituting additional willful contempt. Do you see a thing that he didn't do? He didn't tell people to go look at it. He was implying. I'm also implying that Gran is writing most of these motions. I can't prove that. It's just something I make up based on nothing, just to make fun. It's a joke, you know. Aiden did not do what they are claiming. He didn't say, go look at it. He said, it's all over the internet. But hey, what do I know? That's my third language. Massachusetts court possess inherent power to punish such disobedience through criminal contempt. Ms. Gaetani respectfully urges swift action by the court to deter further misconduct, uphold its prior orders, and remedy ongoing prejudice. So Aiden should do what he has done all the time. Not give it to anyone, but when it's all over the internet, he can't go around and pull it off the internet. No, this isn't the mega motion. Read the description. It clearly says Lindsey G, new motion for sanction. Background: the inadvertent disclosure and protective measures. On or around April 24th, Massachusetts State Police Lieutenant Brian Tolley negligently and inadvertently disclosed the unredacted extraction to defense counsel Timothy Bradel, who shared it with defendant despite the Commonwealth's immediately clawback request under Massachusetts Criminal P14. Ms. Gaetani surrendered her cell phone in December 23 based on then Special Prosecutor Ken Mello's oral assurance of screening by a reverse taint team to protect irrelevant previous data. Despite repeated requests, she has not received the signed consent form. If you don't have consent forms, you don't have consent. This is the thing. Even Lindsey, who has had her brushes with the law, I believe, should know. If a cop tells you, sure, I won't use this against you, you can tell me that. They will use that against you. If they say, yeah, I'll get the paperwork to you tomorrow, it says, okay, I'll look at your phone. And you say, sure. Well, you'll get the form. Maybe never. You're just a big dum-dum. Well, who was the one who reversed her taint? I'm just asking. Following defendant's initial unauthorized dissemination, this court issued the protective order on December 27th after negotiations and Ms. Gaetani's impounded letters. On September 5th, Judge Doolin upheld the order rejecting defendant's First Amendment and protective order challenges, emphasizing that the discovery material are not public judicial records and that privacy interest justifies restrictions. In Judge Doolin's order, defendant repeated history of violating the protective order was included as findings of fact by this court. Defendant's pattern of violation. On July 8, in YouTube episode 790, Turtleboy Stay in Court, Karen Reed Cops rehomed, defendant publicly discussed extraction context, making inflammatory, misleading claims and admitting to putting a lot of it out there. Which inflammatory, misleading claims did he do? Did he just say, well, I can't show it to you, but her phone extractions, oh my effing God. This woman is a weirdo. Her corn searches would make even a fat Danish baker think, what the hell? Or did he say, well, I was going through it and she was really looking at, she had a period where she was really into stepsister things. And then there's all her communication with Kate Peters, where they are talking about how annoyed she is with her kids. And then Kate says, well, I'm here for you. And Kate takes care of them. I believe it's Christmas 2023, maybe 22. Where Kate takes care of her kids, and then she says, well, I really needed that. Is it all the times where she talked about how shitty her mom was because her mom wanted to help her with the kids? Or did he just mention that there's a lot of BS in her phone? Because it makes a difference. Defendant admitted leaking Ms. Gaetani's unredacted grape report provided to Carney in the context of discovery for the instant matters to Broyles for dissemination In an August 10th, 2024 YouTube episode 686, Karen Reed case motion to dismiss Natalie the German shows up at court. Carney stated, I provided the report to Broyles for posting. So number 5 is 790. Number 6 is 686. Why wouldn't you do it linearly? The September 11th violation. On September 11, Broyles released the full unredacted extraction on X. Post 1 announced the full extraction of LG Miss Gaetani with Proton drive links. And you can just, if you want, copy this, right click, copy link address, and then you can put it into your browser and you will get this screen. So, which you of course shouldn't do. You shouldn't go and look and say, do I want to look at her instant messages? Maybe search and say, Grace's newest number. Let's see, where's Kate Peters? Yes, 1A. Got some info for you. That's from my good friend, the Twisted Towel Trash Company. Got some info for you that you probably want to share with you. Krusty. Oh my God, he's so sweet. How are you doing? That's Krusty. No, that's too Krusty. This is from Twisted Towel. You okay? Haven't heard from ya. Don't make me worry. Then to Kate Peters. Oh, okay, lol, he's a character for sure, has always. Krusty again, he reminds me of one of my nephews at that age. Krusty, her car wouldn't start yesterday. She was texting. To Krusty, where has Gretchen been? You shouldn't do that because then you can sit and follow along. So please don't do that. I will say, don't go look into this lady's dirty laundry. And if you absolutely didn't do that, again, don't get this and put that into another search bar. And oh, you can't use this one. This Google Drive is dead. So good thing. Don't touch the Google Drive. The Proton Drive is still up. Quoted a defiant statement rejecting restriction and provided Google link drive links. That doesn't work anymore. Broyles' reference to his source and prior collaboration with defendant confirming agency. I published exactly what my source represented was what the Commonwealth provided. That's Exhibit J. The post viewed thousands of times caused Ms. Gaetani severe emotional distress, harassment, and safety risks. I don't think you have any safety risk. I could understand you got a little embarrassed because Donovan, I will never cross-dress, but I will have a guest host doing the Mega Motion on Saturday. Ongoing violations regarding of when files was obtained. Even if Broyles obtained the extraction before the protective orders in issuance on December 27th, the dissemination of September 11th violates the order, which remains in full force. The order prohibits defendant from disseminating extraction directly or by means of any third party and requires destruction of all copies by January 10th. The defendant's failure to ensure destruction and his coordination with Broyles to publish now post-order constitutes a continuing violation. The order's mandate applies prospectively, capturing any retained copies or orchestrated release, as evidenced by defendant's established pattern of using Broyles as a proxy. There is only one small problem that I think Lindsey missed. The post where Broyles released this, he clearly states Aiden is not the source of this information. Second of all, he was not under court rule or jurisdiction at the time. He hasn't been involved in that in this case at all until Lindsey countersued him in a suit he wasn't a part of. I don't know how that worked. So if you go in and read the factual statements made by Jason Broyles, he clearly states this is not provided to me by Aiden Turtleboy Carney. If he will come and swear to that or write an affidavit saying, I have never received this information, or if I received it, I destroyed the copy I got from Aiden, this is from another person. Because of journalistic protection, I will not name my source. Then Aiden is off the hook for that one. She sounds obsessed with Aiden. Well, a little bit. What's her thing with Aiden? You don't know who LG is. She's the one who claims that he raped her. She's the one who threatened him. She was going to have a smash motion in his driveway. She's the one Brian Tully used to get him to break a restraining order. She's the one who showed up in court to try and force Aiden out of there. She's the one suing Aiden for all the money. So she is a little cray-cray. Hey, Lazy Jane. Oh, yeah, they dated for a while. And now she's Tal's girlfriend. Rumor has it, if he keeps, especially if he wins all of these motions, he might be 4, 5, 6 guys down the line. He will get to punch his V card on her. It's a rumor. I don't know if it's 4, 5, or 6 guys she has to be with before him, but then she will punch the V card. Hey, Sassy. Give me money. On September 14th, defendant further violated the protective order during his YouTube broadcast. Wilbury Show overview, Cosgrove won't give phones back, Diva update. In the episode, defendant admitted to distributing the unredacted extraction to a whole bunch of people shortly after receiving it in April 24, stating, I already distributed it to a whole bunch of people. I don't even remember what we gave. I'm like, bro, you're going to see this shit. This shit's crazy. Like, it was just given to us. How could I not share that? Defendant acknowledged the protective order existence and his obligations to destroy copies, but noted that the extraction is now all over the effing internet due to secondary sharing by recipients, implying viewers could access it independently without his direct involvement, which is true. They can. Because I can just go to Jason Broyles' link, as I just showed you, and look up all the fun things. What if we put Gran in here? Does she ever mention him? Oh, this is not going to be good. Oh, Grant is going to love this. Sadly, he's only in here twice. But Lindsey on... Oh, for you who never seen a Cellbrite report before, this is the number of messages. This is where the data comes from. This is if it's an ingoing number. This is if it's an outgoing number. And I can't remember what this one is. These are the timestamps, and then what is in the header. And over here, you can see if it has been deleted. That's how you read a Cellbrite report. But at number 69, giggity, Kate Peters sends her, for your information from Grant. And at 68, you read them from the bottom and up. Lindsey says to Kate Peter, Grant is such an amazing. Such an amazing. She put you in here. If you need 5 seconds and go dirty the towel, if you know what I mean. Mhm. I think he was separated for his wife, and yeah, they only went out a few times because you can see that there's a message here too, where I think she tells Kate Peters, "I want him to pay for it. I'm not just gonna f on the sofa anymore." Do turtle balls smell the same as regular balls? I don't know. I don't smell balls. Danny T, that's for you to find out. In the live chat section of Defendant's September 14th broadcast, Erica Walls, one of the users who serve as a moderator, a person with power to remove comments and users from the live chat, posted a direct link to the full content of Ms. Gaetani's phone. Defendant took no steps to remove the link and thus facilitated distribution of the extraction by a third party in violation of this court order. This is also one of those really, really easy to figure out. You call Erica Walls to sign an affidavit saying, "Did Aiden tell you to share that link? If not, he didn't facilitate sharing by third party." Because you might not know it if you don't mod for people. I have rules on my channel. You can't share a link, my mods can. I have a very small amount of mods. I don't have a lot of viewers. I have 130 people watching us right now. But my mods can put a link in. Most of the times I would say, "Hey, could you share that link?" Nothing will happen. I'll have to do it myself. And then 2 days later, one of them will say, "What link did you want me to share?" But whenever they want to share whatever they want, they can do it. But if you have a chat, this morning when I woke up, I think Aiden had 7,600 people watching. His chat was very fast. He's reading just like I am now. You can't look at chat. So if his mod shared a link without his knowledge, how are you going to prove that he facilitated it? If she claims, "I found it online, I shared it in chat, I didn't tell Aiden," well, there's nothing there. Only mods can share links on YouTube, any channel. No, it depends on what you have it set to. Somewhere in some of them, they say sharing is okay. You can set it in the background. I just don't do it. Isn't tough holding those little wings apart? I don't get that one. Is that why I'm unable to share LG's OnlyFans link? Yes. I know you are running a fundraiser over there. It's disturbing, the collaboration between her and your mom. It's not for me, but I hope it'll raise some money. Have you met our neighbors? They live over here in the desert. What? I don't. That's why my mods. You don't see what your mods write. In a second segment, defendant appeared to reference or discuss content potentially derived from the extraction, such as comments on individuals coming together for her and tax implication, further promoting scrutiny of Ms. Gaetani's private information. These statements not only confess prior violation, but also encourage ongoing dissemination by directing viewers to the widely available files in defiance of the order's ban on indirect facilitation through third parties of public discussion. Appeared, so you don't know, because he didn't clearly state it. Reference or discuss content potentially. Again, that's one of those words that means I don't know. Such as a comment on individuals coming together for her. Grandy, my best friend in Massachusetts, has been promising he will match the first $500 raised for Lindsey Gaetani. I think I have mentioned that a lot of times on this channel. I might have made a joke about it. I have talked about Twisted helping her out and how all of these ratchet people come together to help her. I didn't need the extractions to figure that one out, because I know they are coming together to help her because all of these stupid people are on the Twitch thread constantly attacking Aiden, begging for people to support her. So why did Aiden need to disseminate any material potentially to talk about people coming together for her? You can just open Twitch thread. The kindergarten is in there all the time, yapping their fucking heads off about how they are going to win this and how they're going to help this and stay strong, queen. The only one who isn't there anymore is Krusty. Weird how that is. Thought you were getting fired, Jess. I can't fire Jemima. I need someone to keep Marissa a little calm. Don't get the head IT guy. Get some 16-year-old who built his own shit. He knows what he's talking about. These statements don't only confess prior violations, but yeah, none of that is true. A criminal contempt standard. Criminal contempt requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt, a clear, unequivocal order, defendant's knowledge, and willful disobedience obstructing justice. In McCabe message. The protective order's prohibition of dissemination directly or by means of third party is unambiguous. Defendant had noticed certified compliance and unsuccessfully challenged it. His orchestration of the September 11 release through broils, whether files were obtained pre or post order, demonstrate willfulness, as he failed to destroy copies and directed their current publication. All of this is in violation with the statements from Jason Broyles. Jason Broyles clearly stated, I didn't do this on behalf of Turtleboy. So how can you write it in a motion that he orchestrated it? Because Broyles also said, I didn't obtain the files from Turtleboy. All of this lacks that little bitty thing where they can pin it on Aiden. Because so far he might have talked about it on a show, and we believe it was him who forced Jason Broyles, contrary to Jason Broyles' own statements, to release this. I'm not saying that this is just another, hey, I know this is going to be great and we're going to win this because the voices told me so. I think this is another one of those where we didn't really think it through. The laptop's just an effing piece of shit and it's going in a hole with one of Rex's hookers. End of story. It was also a piece of crap yesterday. You live in Rhode Island. I bet you have a, I don't know, Superstore or whatever electronic company. Just go down there, get a new computer, and slap a guy around and say, this better work. I do hear them. I do hear them. I feel like Braidler's going to rip this motion apart. Again, I'm an idiot. I'm not a lawyer. But I can... It's pretty obvious if you have the written statement of Jason Broyles claiming directly, this is not what happened. Unless you can get him to change his mind and file an affidavit and saying, yes, Aiden told me to do all of this, you have no standing. Get a MacBook, you will love it. No, get a real computer. Don't use that slap Sue on the ass. Well, she'll like it. That's why we sent Bradle 2 copies. Defendant September 14th admissions, facilitation, and encouragement of sharing the protected material further establish ongoing contempt, except you haven't shown any of this. Authorized prosecution by complaint or indictment for non-summary contempt. But you didn't prove it. Aiden just said it's available out there. And Aiden didn't instruct his moderator, which I bet his moderator will also testify to. So, how did he facilitate it? The protector order imposes a continuing obligation to refrain from dissemination and ensuring destruction of extraction copies. Even if Broyles received the files before December 27, their release on September 11th violated the order's current prohibition. Courts have held the dissemination of protected materials after an order's issuance, regardless of when acquired, constitutes contempt if done willfully through agents. Again, you haven't established that Aiden gave him the copies and that Aiden was the one who said, hit go. Contempt from post-order disclosure of materials obtained earlier. Defendant's agency relationship with Broyles, admitted in prior leaks, imputes the violation to him. His September 14 broadcast extends this by admitting pre-order distribution and promoting access to the now disseminated files. Aiden did not promote access. No matter how many times they will claim it, Aiden didn't stop like this and say, hey, y'all, want the inside scoop of a lawsuit I'm filing? It's going to be a fun field trip. Hey, everyone should go and follow Brandon and hit the hyperlink about his medical problems that he will be suing over. A botched penis enlargement is a serious thing. Warning, the pictures will be horrific, but still, you should all go see that. That's an endorsement from me. If I didn't see it and it just went by, how did I endorse it? I don't understand how they think this is going to work. They haven't even proven that they have an agency relationship on even what one is. Have you met my favorite towel? That's not how that works. You have to prove they had a relationship and that the principal has responsibility for the agent. I think it's broken finally. Baker's brain. No, it's not. Well, but Jess, you forget that they talked way back. And that means that any action from the first initial talk is always falling back to Aiden. Aiden and I have talked. I have looked at this document. I will probably be a part of her next suit that he even transmitted it internationally and used dog whistles to have people covering it. Aiden has never talked to me about anything in this document. I have never reached out to him about anything in this document. I might have said it on Twit where he was in the thread where I said, what the hell is with all this gay sex? But I have never, ever had any conversation with Aiden about any Lindsey Gaetani stuff other than what have been said while he has been a guest on my channel. And that's very little. We have talked about his lawsuits, but we haven't really discussed her as a person, any of this. So how will they then prove that, well, because Baker has covered all of this stuff, they will probably claim that was on behalf of Aiden. No, I don't talk to Aiden that much. I hardly ever watch his show because he starts at 3 a.m. my time. I will get the last part of it. And before I start my morning show, I'll see 10 minutes of his bus stop special. Other than that, I don't follow Aiden as much as everyone thinks or blames me for. See how it has 2 healthcare companies listed on the bottom there. Sue fill me in so I don't get yelled at. Baker's getting sued again. No, I'm not getting sued. I'm saying I will probably be mentioned in the next suit. That's why you should follow me on Twitter or Discord. There goes Jess using actual lawful law again. Silly lady. Well, she clearly doesn't understand the laws. Victim and third-party protections. Blah, blah, blah. Protects Ms. Gaetani's privacy and dignity. Commonwealth v. Fuller. The extraction released risks jury prejudice and irreparable reputational harm. The last one is true. Necessity of sanctions. Sanctions are essential to deter defendants' pattern of misconduct and remedy harm. Request relief. Wherefore, Ms. Gaetani respectfully requests that the Honorable Court schedule an expedited evidentiary hearing within 7 days. They can have it on. Isn't Aiden going to court next week? I believe so. I know. How dare I? Yeah. Is it even lawful law? I don't hate men. I hate everyone. Find defendant Aiden Carney in criminal contempt. Impose sanction including incarceration for up to 90 days or until the violation is purged. Removal of Post Files websites. Again, Post Files websites that Aiden has no control over. A fine of at least $20,000. Give me the monies. Exclusion of all extradition-derived evidence at trial. Ain't gonna happen, sweetheart, because your extractions are a gold mine, and you're gonna be hammered with all of it on trial. Oh my freaking God. Your relationship with Tully, your relationship with Krusty, your relationship with McCabe, trust me, that's not going to be tossed out. You have tried to toss it out before. It's not going to happen. Not then, not now, not ever. An adverse inference jury instruction against the defendant regarding that evidence. An award of Ms. Gaetani's cost, fees, and damages for emotional distress. Show me the money. Refer the matter to the Norfolk County District Attorney or Attorney General for prosecution under Massachusetts Criminal Law P44. Issue an interim order directing defendant to cease violations, including any further public discussions or encouragement to exit the extraction on YouTube or other platforms, and cooperate in removing the ex-post linked files, websites, and related broadcasts. Again, Aiden has not released any of this to anyone in public. Aiden is not the one who made Jason Broyles release this. And Aiden has never talked about in details what's on there. So how are you gonna write this bullshit claiming he did it? Extend the protective order to any and all future and prior discovery provided to the defendant in the instant matter involving Ms. Gaetani, and grant such further release as the court deems justice required. Probably nothing. I'm going to take exception here to details matter. How hot is she and how big is the strap on? Well, Brendan, you don't really. Do you know sometimes you have questions that you don't want the answers to? Because let's just say, well, I don't know. I don't know how hot she is, but this is her when she filed her last motion to prove that she's not pregnant just because she was really fat in her last appearance in court. So she put up these thirst traps and then released a motion where she sued the special prosecutor, the lead investigator, Jason Broyles, and Aiden Carney, and all of it was to show me the money. So I don't know, Brandon, on a scale from 1 to whatever, but this is what she's working with. Probably not today. Probably that day 5 years ago, where she had a low enough uh, water intake so you could tell a little bit definition on her tummy. Don't look at the two pictures; they're not from the same day, because that tattoo she has over here is not here. But still, um, she's one of those girls who will give you a great night, but she will also give you a lasting memory, I think, and some tires cut up. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if she have any STDs. She just got banged a lot, and she has. I can't remember how many kids did she have. 4 kids, I think. And Brandon, these are her searches at 11:43 a.m. So I don't know. I think she could be. You could be the one for her. Talk to your wife, saying, "Hey, this lady, she might have had a small problem starting with an H, and now she's in remission. Yeah, you better go save that girl. This is you don't make you smeggle in crazy." I haven't, because it's weird. Again, I'm European, so all of us most likely have the turtleneck sweater, not like Americans who doesn't have turtlenecks on their sweater. So for us, it's just weird. She likes a pre-afternoon delight. Yeah, she does. She was married and put her husband. Was Frank her husband? I thought it was just her lover. Use incognito mode to search. I would. Because again, I don't know why microdots is related to any of this. But hey, I think she's an entertaining. She's an entertaining first couple of weeks until we get to that. Where are you going tonight? Well, I thought we were just more or less bang buddies. No, you have to stay here. Well, why should I stay here? Well, we're watching stuff. What are we watching? Well, just some light home entertainment. Every time I fillet the one-eyed monkey, I also just go in and just check up about Smith motion. That's what I do every time I flico the Beano. I'm surprised you didn't look up Dutch rudder. I will look up to that. No Alaskan pipelines. Frank is 3 kids daddy, and yeah, she had one, and then she had the 3 with Frank. And Frank, I think, is it 3 times she sent Frank to prison? Brandon, she's not into any of all that new fancy stuff. She likes the old school, the docking and the pecking and the male on male grape, all the good stuff. Respectfully submitted, Lindsey Gaetani, pro se. Absolutely not written by Grande. Certificate of service. I, Lindsey Gaetani, certify on September 17, I served a true copy of this motion and affidavit via email on Timothy Bradle, Esquire, Robert Gosgrove, Esquire. And all of the exhibits. And these are just the ones we've seen before. And again, Grant, stop effing taking pictures of the exhibits. Just scan them. It's annoying as hell. because it gets Dutch angles because you flip the paper. Yeah, I know Microdots is good friends with Aiden, but why is she looking at Microdots right after she's looking at Coom on me? It just seems weird. Who did she upper deck? I don't think she has any of that stuff in here. No. Who's Grace? She talks a lot with Grace. I don't know who that is. I don't know all these weirdos. Hmm. No. Popping in just to ask, when did she search for docking, and was it close in time to the stream where you educated us on it, including drawing a diagram? No, all of this is from before Aiden went to prison. This is when she turned over her telephone. So all of this is way before any of this came up. Just if anyone was thinking, but no, all of that, I think I can't remember. I think it maybe October, the year Aiden went in. Maybe she micropenis, but it autocorrected to microdots because she typed it so frequently. Could be. Well, I do have a snowblower to sell you in Portugal, then, Maria. Joke's on you. Baker, get the dry erase board out and teach docking. I have already done that, Danny. Don't tempt me. Aiden should be glad she didn't have baby Clay, or he would have to put up with her forever. Can you imagine the child custody fight over money? She would ask. Yeah, and all the restraining orders, and she would throw him in prison every 14 days when she got one of her moods. Grace is Frank's niece. Okay, but Grace is in there a lot. I can't believe how many lies Aiden told. Why are you talking to Aiden's private detective? Wonder if Aiden is getting jail coffee. That's from my good friend Twisted. Is she talking about Aiden yet? I switched over to, that's her to Twisted. Who's she talking to? Oh my God, I love Kate. That's from Twisted. Is she talking about Aiden yet? I switched over to, tell me when Kate start bashing AIDS. They call him AIDS. That's always, also to Twisted. She's back to Steve, Code, and AIDS. Riley, of course, had to be difficult this morning. Oh my God, I hear you. Every morning is the same. Even, I'm telling you, I'd punch a cup for a damn coffee rig. Wonder if Aiden is getting jail coffee. Haha, I'm dying. I have been spending so much money. Oh my God, I know. Do they let inmates have coffee? They have to, but it on commissary and make instant. Mila is home for the second day since daycare, and she. Oh, okay. I can't believe those idiots donate all the time. They're raising money for their mortgage bill, especially since he's already scammed thousands. What's gross is the excuse for this man, too. They talk about broke. I have $3 in change left. We do. That's Tristan who had $3. Remember, she's suing me, which have a minimum price of $400, but she had $3 on when she was talking to her. I'm sick they are giving him a single cent. What about the hundreds of thousands of dollars? If I won the lottery, I'd buy us a street and buy. Right? Don't worry, I'll bet my life that. Oh my God, I'm not even joking. All the people that I don't think Janelle has much to flip on him about. You're having problem with SSDI? I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Why? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I didn't get my MO. Oh yeah, just check my money is there. Maybe because you got the 500 too. No. Yeah. Oh, that's Sean Kelly. Sorry, that wasn't. Sean Kelly is the one asking her about money. Did you know that people with micropeens pay money to be humiliated by hot women? I thought it ended at Star Wars, but cat outfit and Legos. But now, no, it gets worse. Do you know how hard it should be to get SSDI? Can someone tell me what SSDI is? Social service direct income? I don't know. But these chicks are getting a lot of social service monies because they are all broke. No, I think Sean Kelly, I don't know who Sean Kelly is, saying, "You having problem with SSDI?" And she answers, "I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Why?" She says, "I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I didn't get my MO. Oh, yeah, just check. My money is there. Maybe because you got the 500 too. No. Could it be, wasn't there some COVID relief? Social Security disability insurance. The only disability she has is mental disability. I don't know that. That was a joke. I'm going to get sued again. Basically, they apply and they say no. Yeah. Then you fight for over a year. Well, in Denmark, it takes like 8 years to get on that. Social Security that we are working class is paying for. Yeah. Income or insurance. But I think that 500 was, I can't see the date. The date isn't listed here. Can I see it in this direction? No. No. I can't see the date when it was, but it's in 2023. No, that's post COVID. From Krusty, I sent over both recordings. He's 100% no doubt Veer. You got the original, and you sent the new one from today. Did he send? Yes, like 20 people all knew it was edited because scumbag. Unreal. Yeah, they all suck. Noticed in the recordings today, he had to make it and had to mention Karen is innocent, if anyone. Oh, 100% probably started laying the groundwork. There's a lot of parts missing. That's annoying. Social Security disability, the relief checks. Lex spread far and wide. It's a month. It's income, not insurance. Income. If her kids had a disability, she would be the payee of it till they're old enough to be the payee, or it gets changed to someone else. But it's also insurance, am I wrong? So we are talking about the income part. Yes, this is her social security check. She doesn't work. She's a nurse, former drug addict, and staying home alone with 4 kids that she complains over constantly, and hangs out with her loser boyfriend, who she sends to prison now and again for breaking the restraining order, and then she makes him come over again because she's one of those women. There's something we call a crazy chick, but don't know if that's what they mean. It's probably not. All of these chicks are not working. And the thing, if you notice what I read about putting further scrutiny on her private matters, all of these chicks are probably claiming no income. And then you have my good friend, Twisted Tragedy, who has her show. She claims she just have to file it at the end of the year what she makes on her YouTube. I don't know how the American tax laws are. And then you have this where because I know they have fundraisers for Lindsey. Income from a fundraiser is income. So she has to declare that as well, right? Unless she's part of some special exempt group, she should be reporting everything they make in that. And Krusty O'Panties herself, which is in the Mega Motion I only skimmed it, so I'm not 100%. But she did help work with a PI. Did she do that for free, or did she also get paid? Have she received any money from the Commonwealth for helping them get all this trash on Aiden? Whatever Twisted is making off YouTube, it is mandatory for her to report that to Social Security. Not sure which loser is getting Social Security from the conversation. Well, Twisted, Krusty, and Lindsey, I think all of them are on some form of government assistance. Yeah, but it would be income for the child care for the parents since a child can't manage their own money. But I don't think I've ever heard her. Lindsay Twisted is always talking about her handicapped kid, and she's handicapped. Her parents are handicapped. They once had a parrot, their head fall off. It's a horrible story. She has one of those chats where everyone comes in and says, "Oh, I'm sick today." Well, you claim you're sick, but do you know how sick I am? Well, I'm sicker than you. So it's one of those where they always are trying to up each other. I don't know what disabilities or a kid has. She claims she can't work because she has to stay home taking care of her kids. Then 2 shows after that, she claims she has disabilities and that's why she's not working. No one can keep any of their stories straight because they're all fucking liars. My wife's main assistant just sent in papers today. So if I die, 100% of her and our neighborhoods got crazy with the fireworks and she helped them. Don't. It's like a disability check, but the disability is mental. It does make me angry because people like her get it easy, and someone like me who works pay taxes until she's disabled can't get it right away. Yeah, if she isn't effing paying in, it can't be income. My uncle is on this. He's a vegetable. She's not paying income. I've never heard her having a job. She was a college graduate, the first in her family. There was a big story. Then she was homeless with her kid. Then she started doing nursing, and now I don't know. She has 4 kids, and I don't know what she does. I've never heard anyone talk about her having a job. None of these people have jobs. So that's what is intended for along with Medicaid. Well, the problem is intentions are good. We just had a newspaper today saying 65% of every Iraqi over 55 years old in Denmark is on early retirement. They probably never worked a lot in their life. So the system that's built to only take that little percentage at the top who can't work, because there's a lot of people who can you can lose an arm and a leg, you can get injuries, you can get sick. But that little percentage that should benefit for that money, all of a sudden it became this wide because everyone was just put into all of these systems so the system could say, well, taken care of, fuck you, I don't have to talk to you again. And this is why it's crumbling. Welcome to socialism. KP got on it back when they were handing it out to drugs and alcoholics. I have MS, but I'm unable to get disability because our business is over the income. It's annoying as fuck that they are abusing the system. There are people who truly need the help. Typical on SSDI, you can't work or have other income or you lose those benefits. I mean, my uncle, he's a legitimate vegetable. I've seen him once since I buried his mother, and he still thinks I'm my father, which is a status elevation, but facially not true. Well, this is the big problem with social help. I bet you these chicks knows the social laws in Massachusetts better than the social worker at the city hall. I have friends who work in this field, and they will know exactly to the cent what money they can get if, oh, my kid just got upgraded in autism. Um, I stopped my toe the other day. They will know every single fucking loophole. And they will sit every day on the Twitter thread and tell them, oh, did you know that you can claim this? You can claim that. Do you know that you have the right for this? Do you know you have the right for that? So it's becoming their job to be unemployed. They are professionally unemployed people. Who does it hurt? Really sick people, because now they have to scrutinize everyone. But all of these chicks knows exactly how to sing when they go to the city and say, well, we can't work, we can't do shit. And that's the big problem with socialism, because you will get people who will milk the system and the system will collapse. It's really bad in Denmark right now. We are raising our retirement age from 65 to 72 because we don't have the money to run this big welfare state. And the service you get from this welfare state that all Americans believe means that I can just go to the hospital and get everything fixed, or go to the doctor whenever. No, I'll have to be on a waiting list for maybe 2 years to have even quite common symptoms fixed, because we just don't have the money to do it anymore. Because we were good and we opened the country up from a lot of people, and then we had a lot of social workers who was really empathic and said, well, these people really need not to work, and the system is collapsing. And this is what these people, they have a degree in milking the system. Yeah, and this is what's wrong. Yeah, we had to wall sheep off right and left, and then when my grandmother died, all the effing vultures showed up to the party. That's how it always is. No one shows you your good friends like a good death in the family when they all come and say, "Oh, I really like that stuff. Can I have that?" They do. They get free housing, free food, a check. It's insane. Yeah, 72 is where we need. Well, someone has to pay for the war in Ukraine. So we raised the retirement age to 72 over. It went from 65. 72 won't be until X date, but still, you will walk from the factory to your grave. Exactly, Baker. There are people that truly need the help. Some are barely making enough to survive. Then there are abuse of our system. It's frustrating as fuck. Yeah, this stuff is straight welfare. This is the problem. And the big problem is it's people who want to do a difference in a good way, who sits at the city hall and looks at it. And they see Rasta's mom, and they have a bit of income at home. And yeah, well, she has MS, but hey, her husband is doing okay. And then she sees this fuck doll with 4 kids who used to shoot H come in and say, fuck it. I ran up 35 credit cards again. My car, I totaled it. I can't remember the last time I gave my kids food. Oh my God. Oh my God. Could I give you a 4-bedroom, 2-bath apartment? Make sure that you will get everything paid every month. And if you need anything, call me up. I know how tough it is to be a single mom. And that's how you make a professional unemployed class. And there are tons of them. And it's not just America, it's not just Denmark, it's all over the Western world, because we have too many soft-hearted people sitting and selecting who is going to get what. And they will look at someone like this and say, "Oh, she had a rough life. How much of that was her own doing?" And we actually began to say, okay, if you're gonna get unemployment, you will have to come and work for the city, do some shit for the city. Then all the unions yell, well, then we lose our job. No, it's work that wouldn't be done. Well, then you have to allocate the money and hire a union guy to do it. But they were actually saying, well, if you want unemployment, You have to work for it. You can work for the civic services until the union said no. But back in the day where you had to come every week, have your papers signed, people you knew they got out of bed. Do you think a hoback like this gets out of bed? Or do you think she just chucks her kids out and then she goes in, turns on the view, eats chocolate, and just lays on the couch until noon? Why does she have an incentive to do shit? She has no incentive because her birthing canal have given her extra income, so she doesn't need to do anything. It is very frustrating. I was on welfare for 2 years. I used that time to go to school and get a decent paying job. What the hell was I thinking? I could have been making money. Yeah, you could just have been out there milking the system. I'm injured because I had to work and not care for myself for years because I had to take care of my dad. Then he passed away. I'm paying now, and seriously, I don't want to honor life too young. I'm 39. Don't have those thoughts. If you're having those thoughts, find someone to talk to. You need don't sit and pot around with that. That's depression. But when my other uncle, who is a lawyer, not a vegetable, revoked my great aunt's will on her deathbed to his own benefits without looking at a single old lady behind. Isn't it wonderful that you can just do that? Well, first of all, get a shit ton of kids with some deadbeat dads who can't pay you child support. And maybe get a couple of addictions and then go to the city. It used to embarrass people to get food stamps. Now they go on TikTok and brag. Yes. Back in the day in Denmark, before we had IRS was national, you would have to go to the city every year and sign that you had paid this amount in taxes. And there was a book of every taxpayer in the county. And it was an honor for these people to be on top of the list. But then the state said, no, we don't want it decentralized. We're going to make it cheaper. So we're all going to just take it out and you don't never see your tax payments. And that's when everyone started, well, I don't fucking want to pay taxes because I can't go down and say, look, I'm number 3 of the biggest taxpayers in this city. So now it's becoming the most popular sport is cheating in taxes, even though everyone tells you we are so happy being socialist. Everyone tries to figure out how can I save those 5 cents not to pay to the state. I do what I want, Sue. Okay, not your business. If I forget to swim. You stopped your toe. Carmen told me yesterday. Stop whining. I'm going to send Sue up with one of her pics and, no, Danny up with one of her pics and blow some live into you. Hey, Money G. Milking and bilking. As long as you report your income, you can deduct a purple elephant. Well, if you have a nice enough IRS agent. But the problem is just, and that's one of my problems, because I would like to, maybe if someone does something nice for me, I would have liked that I could give them maybe a yearly bonus of $100 or something to say thank you for all the things you've done. But because I am a business, I can't do that because I can't give you money. Then I'll have to get it out and get it in, and so I'll have to wait till I pay taxes on it and send it from my personal account and all of this bullshit. But of course, I'll find those holes where I can, and you can put a little in my giveaway. I tried to call it advertising. They didn't buy that one, sadly, because then I could have deducted 25%. That's about our value added tax. Now I can just bullshit. But of course, we try to optimize our income. It's hard not to stalk your conversation when she comes into my chat and tells me that you just stopped your toe. Brandon sounds like he's normal, healthy asshole self sticking with my long term bet. Yeah, he's just milking it now. And I'm bleeding out of my face again. Well, stop telling your wife her butt is big. Then you won't get those spontaneous nosebleeds. But talking about spontaneous nosebleeds, I'm going to end it here. Remember, tomorrow you'll have to hang out with the recovery. Why? Why did I blink on his name? What the hell? You'll have to hang out tomorrow with recovery addict for the closing arguments in the case we have been following. I will see when I get home. Remember, Saturday, I won't be streaming. TTT will be here reading what she calls the mega misogyny motion. Everyone else calls it mega motion, but apparently she believes it's misogynistic. So join her reading it. I am not allowed to watch the show when she's on. And other than that, go out there and have some fun, enjoy your life. And yeah, I don't know. Tell Brandon to stop whining over his toe.